making a pass in the backcourt after you grabbed the rebound off the missed free throw, so you couldn't advance the ball. They had to inbound from the backcourt, and you saw Green fumble it away. The Golden State Warriors. Let's make the score right. The Houston Rockets won the game over the Golden State Warriors, 98-94.
Well, let me call my book and get my money first.
He made something out of nothing, and was his heart and his will to win. And I don't know how many times, everybody's got to see it in the league and he's one of the best players, that played the game. And just his will alone and what it means to basketball. I don't know. If you can't root for him, then I think you got some problems.
Mark Schwartz, ESPN. The late threes by Chris, how many of those did you look at and say, what are we doing? And just the way he was forcing the mismatch against first Jordan Bell and then David West, his old teammate. I mean, the basketball IQ.
It's off the charts. I mean, you know what? It's funny because it's always been that way, and then things don't work out, and he didn't get to the Western Conference Finals for about 1,000 other reasons other than his heart and brains and how hard he plays. That had nothing to do with not getting to the Conference Finals and his talent. So, good for him, but he just won us another game just by gutting it out and doing what he does. And, and I don't, he did a lot, but Eric Gordon down the stretch was huge. He came up, I think, with a steal. He came up with some shots, foul shots. He was huge the last two games. He's hit big shots that put us over the hump. So it's just a lot of guys. Trevor's defense on Durant, just harassing him. I just keep going, PJs, Clint. So it's just got a lot of guys contributing. And like I said, it wasn't pretty. Wasn't the greatest basketball in the world, but if you're a fan and you like people working hard, can't work much harder than what they're doing.
First time this postseason that the Warriors have lost consecutive games, and now they're pushed to the brink by a Houston Rocket team that didn't have its A game. And you heard Mike D'Antoni, obviously it's not pretty, but it's a W, and it's a huge one.
Yeah, this game could have obviously went either way, but I'm going to take my hat off to Eric Gordon. He, to me, was the difference in the game. He made so many big shots down the stretch. Chris Paul made a couple Hail Marys, but Eric Gordon won this game for the Rockets.
And not only that, sometimes you have to be a great defensive team, but if you're not a great defensive team, if you had good defense in spurts, and like you say, anybody could have won the game. And the Rockets, especially Trevor Ariza, had great defensive spurts to, help them miss shots or, cause turnovers.
Well, the things when you come into this series, you said Golden State is really good at. Those are some of the things that they're struggling at. They're great in ball movement. They're struggling in ball movement. They're great at late game execution. They're struggling in late game
composure and poise.
Composure and poise. And they will be able to put multiple guys in multiple positions to succeed, and they haven't. So those are the three things that they have been their strength, has now become some of their weakness in this series, which is surprising. And so now, as the Rockets take the advantage, going back to Oakland, this is an unbelievable confidence booster for guys like Ariza, Tucker, and Gordon, who will get a lot more opportunities, I think, on the road. I think they'll be possibly ready for that.
Real quick, though, Chuck, the question is going to be about Chris Paul's situation here, too. Let's look at the injury late in the game, because as he drives on Quinn Cook right there and comes down, unable to get back on defense, and then taken out of the game, and so now you wonder about his availability for
not just him.
Game 6.
Stubborn, Ernie. He's only playing 7 guys. You got to wonder, not just Chris Paul, all those other guys, now that we're playing every other day, is he going to be able to go 4 straight games playing 7 guys? That's pretty much what he might have to do. I mean,
he's done that before.
And it didn't work.
Yeah, true.
And now you got one of your best players who's hurt, maybe. But, these games, that was great when you had 3 or 4 days in between. But now we're playing every other day. And I think even Steve Kerr realized last game he didn't play a lot of guys. He stretched his bench out tonight.
Sure.
That might come back to help him in the next game. And if D'Antoni going to stick to playing 7 guys, it might hurt them next game and Game 7 if we get to 7.
Yeah, you saw some interesting combinations by Steve Kerr in the course of this game at times. Just like it was like his buying time lineup while the Stars were sitting, and he'd put David West in there with Quinn Cook and Sean Livingston and that kind of thing. But we'll see if Iguodala's available for Game 6 as he doesn't play for the second straight game. Kristen Ledlow is trying to work on that Chris Paul story, and any details that we get on that, we will bring you when they are available. Let's talk about Draymond Green and talk about what happened down the stretch with the Warriors, because it was mistakes, and they were magnified at the time that they occurred, and you're sitting right here with a 4-point game that turns into a 6-point game midway.
Yeah, there's still enough time. He wasn't sharp, but there's still enough time with 6 minutes to go. But, you know,
here,
10
seconds left.
Just grab it.
You get the rebound, you make the pass, and now you call timeout.
But that actually, he kind of had to dribble that ball.
But he would have probably lost it. But this right here, just concentration.
He was trying to go too fast.
Yeah, he was trying to go too fast.
Yeah. But that didn't cost him the game.
Just to make a play.
I don't think it cost them the game, but it could have helped them win it.
Yeah, it could have.
It could have helped them win it. Because they did a lot of other things and did a lot of great things, the Rockets, to put themselves in position. And again, poise, execution, and experience doesn't look like it's Golden State.
But I think the one thing Steve Kerr be upset. Kerr be upset. The first thing he's probably going to say is turnover.
Well, we'll find out. So there is your correct final score.
Oh, man, I'm glad I got my money from my bookie first.
98-94. Who's Shaq than a fool now?
I don't get it.
Point well taken, Royce.
You don't get it?
Yeah.
We had the wrong score up there.
BigTummy.com.
Yeah.
Joking.
Yeah, right.
But you were right. First thing that Steve Kerr talked about, 18 turnovers leading to 18 Houston points.
You know, first of all, when you turn it over, they can score, but also you don't get to score. So 18 turnovers is a lot. And you're not going to beat a good team. This was not a well-played game. I thought both teams were nervous. I thought they had a lot of nervous energy. But listen, take your hat off to the Rockets. Great win. Now, Steve Kerr said some really good things about they were 11 for 40. Yeah. And we had too many turnovers. We reached too much. Eric Gordon went ballistic. But, hey, clearly now the champ's back against the wall.
27-20 outscored them at the free throw line. The Rockets made more free throws than Golden State took in the game. Go ahead.
And you would think from the last game that the Golden State Warriors would have learned their lesson. Last game they had a large amount of turnovers, and you would think that the champs would respond a little bit more, responsible. And tonight they played the same way. And it's a good feeling for the Rockets when your 1 and 2 punch doesn't have great games and you still win the game. So Chuck, you were right. It definitely is a confidence booster for the Rockets. But now the question is, can they close it in Golden State?
Yeah, and what will Chris Paul's status be for the next game?
What's going to be interesting, Ernie, are the Rockets going to try to win Game 6?
What do you mean?
Sometimes teams know when they got 7 back at home, they come out. I want them to come out with a killer attitude. You've seen.
He's true.
What do you mean? That's the truth.
Try it or
no. I'm saying
they're going to fall into.
No. Well, first of all, it's a must-win for the Warriors.
Right.
So the Warriors are going to come out and punch them in the mouth right away. Okay. Everybody knows that. Now, how are they going to respond? Are they going to fight to win that game, or like, okay, we're going to have to go home and win this thing in Game 7? That happens all the time.
All right.
I'm glad I was never part of that.
We're going to take a break. Deion Sanders, Charles, we go way back, and I love you to life. The suit, tie, and overall look is great, but can you slide your shoes?
Hey, Deion, I love it.
Oh, man, are you wearing those again?
I wear them every day, Deion. I'm trying to be comfortable, man.
Your feet feel fine, buddies. They cost $1.99 for 2.
Hey, I love